Good morning, one and all. Today we are going to start our CO2 sessions. So our course code is 19C4083 and the course title is Solid and Hazardous Waste Management. Myself, I Himat Kumar from Department of Civil Engineering. So today we are going to see about what are different collection systems that are available for solid waste management. So waste from our homes is generally collected by local authorities through regular waste collection or by special collections from recycling. So within the hot climates of Caribbean, the waste should be collected at least twice in a week to control fly bleeding as for harboring other pests in community. So generally what we will be employing in our day-to-day scenario is every day the collection truck will come and they will be taking down what are the waste that is available, and also they are preferring to go for doing with separation of dry waste as well as wet waste. So dry waste is nothing but the waste which is in the form of a dry state, and whereas in the case of wet state some amount of water will be added to it. Generally what are the food waste that we are getting, it is of in dry state. So people now they are suggesting to place separately dustbins in such a way that both the dry waste as well as wet waste will be collected separately, such that the collection systems will be in effective manner and it will be reducing the time to control that one. So coming for other factors to be considered when deciding our frequency of collection are the orders caused by decomposition and the accumulated quantities. This is what about the brief collection of collection systems. So what are the various collection systems available in our general day-to-day life? First one is dumping at designated location. That is nothing but in between our last part of our street, generally they will be designating one location with a dumper and all, so that we can go there and dump our waste. Next one is shared container, which we will be sharing with other people. Next one is a block collection system, which we will be handling in the case of like a day-to-day collection and all. Next one is the curbside collection. Next one door-to-door collection as well as the yard collection. So these are the different collection systems which are available in our day-to-day life. So coming for our dumping at a designated location, so residents and other generators are required to dump their waste at a specified location or in a masonry enclave. So what are the advantages of this collection and dumping at designated location? It is of low capital cost. So disadvantages is loading the waste into trucks is very slow and unhygienic, as well as waste is scattered around the collection point, and adjacent residents and shopkeepers protest about the smell and appearance. So what are the designated points are there, if they are not removed daily, then automatically there will be a chance of odor as well as smell and appearance. So wherever the municipality is handling like a day to day they are collecting and all, so we can go for using this dumping and designated location system. Otherwise if local municipality is dealing with in 2 to 3 days, then we can go for other systems of collection systems. Next one is the shared container. So in the case of shared container, the residents and other generators put their waste in a container which is emptied or removed. So this one of what is the advantage with this collection system and all is it is having the low operation cost, whereas the disadvantage is if the containers are not maintained, so they quickly corrode and they may be damaged. So adjacent residents they will complain about smell and appearance. So as we have said, so whatever the collection system is there, maximum it should be removed within 1 or 2 days, such that we are not going to get the issues about the smell as well as odor and as well as the appearance and all. So better if you are going for any type of collection system, better the municipality should maintain with daily or maximum 2 days it should be removed. Next one is about the block collection. So here whatever the collection system it is there, so they will be coming with horns and ring bells and waits at specified location for residents to bring the collection vehicle. So nowadays municipalities are using this block collection system, whereas they will be coming and ringing the bells at morning time, so that the residents will be bringing the solid waste to their to their designated location and all. So what are the advantages for this type of collection system is it is the economical one, and it is having less waste on the streets, and there will be not having any permanent container so as to use the car. So what are the complaints that are receiving, they may be minimized and all. So one of the disadvantage with this type of thing is, if the family, all the family members fall out, when the collector comes, so the waste must be kept outside for collection. If it may be scattered by any animals, or it may be scattered by wind, as well as the waste pickers and all. So that is the only disadvantage with this block collection system. Otherwise, this is the one of the best practice which people will be handling nowadays in all the type of municipalities, as well as apartments and all. They will be going for using this type of collection system in their households and all. So this is one of the best one which I prefer when coming with all the collection systems. And coming for the next one is the curbside collection. So waste is left outsidely property in a container and picked up by passing vehicle, or swept it and collected by sweeper. So curbside collection nothing but once a container is going on and all, it may be left outside. They themselves will be coming down, to the designated point and all. They will be collected the waste and all. So coming for the advantage of this curbside collection, it is the convenient one, in which there are no permanent public storage. So one of the thing is and all, it will not having a, if you are going to collect every day, so whatever the waste that is coming, that is of less disadvantage and all. Coming for disadvantages, waste that is left out by scattered by wind and animals and children waste pickers. So if the collection service is delayed, waste may not be collected in some time, causing considerable. So disadvantage is there with all type of collection systems. So maximally, what is the preferable one in the case of all the type of systems is, every day the municipality should come out and they will be collecting all the waste in a proper manner, such that it will not be scattered, and smell as well as odor issues will not be raised from the public. This is about the curbside collection. Next one is the door-to-door collection, which is also another important collection system nowadays people are following and all. So the waste collector knocks on each door or rings the doorbell and waits for the waste to be brought by the resident. So here the person from municipality, he will be coming and he will be knocking every door, and he will be collecting the solid waste in such a way that what advantages for that in the case of collection is the convenient for resident, as well as little waste on the street. And disadvantages with this is, residents must be available in hand waste over. So not suitable or affordable buildings because of the amount of the walking required. So generally this type of door-to-door collection will be generally employed in cases where there are individual houses and all, whereas this door-to-door collection is not applicable in the cases where we are going to collect in the case of apartments and all. So there more number of doors will be available, and in that case it is a risky building for him. So generally this type of practice will be using in the case of individual houses where people are living in like some colony and all, so that it will be a very good process for collection of the things. Coming for the next one is the yard collection system. So in this thing and all, so collection labor enters property to remove the waste. So here it in thing and all, like it is a, we will be dumping in a separate yard and all. So the collection labor will be coming into the property and they will be removing the waste. So advantages are it is very convenient to the residents. There will be no waste in the street. So coming for disadvantage, the most expensive system because of the walking is involved, and cultural benefits, security considerations, or architectural styles may be prevent laborers for entering the properties. This is about the collection system. So apart from the above mentioned one, the other classification includes the automatic collection as well as the manual collection. So in the case of automatic collection, usually one driver will be required. So we will be designated points will be there. There we will be dumping the solid waste. That one will be collected by the automatically. One driver will be coming and he will be picking that one and all. So it will be works best within on-street parking, which are having low hanging wires as well as narrow streets. And generally, what is the capacity of the containers they will be using is 60 to 90 galley containers they will be using for a in the case of automatic collection. Why? Because it is transported in a truck and all, and it will be going on and all. So this is one of the automatic collection is also one of the major practice nowadays. People are going to follow the minimize things and all. So other than that, what are the previous one also that I suggested, that those are also very good systems. So you can see here, this is the one of the trucks with which is handling the directly gallons and all, and you can see in the figure the collection system with 65 gallons as well as 96 gallons, what is the capacity as well as size it is shown here. And this is another type of vehicle in which directly it will be taking the collection point from the outside of the street and all, it will be transferring into the vehicle. From the vehicle it is directly taken into the yard and all. So this is the mechanically front loaded vehicle. And coming for the next one is the recycling hauler. So in which generally what we will be doing is, whatever the waste that is using, we will be handling we will be placing into the recycling hauler, such that whatever the waste that we can recycle, it will be recycled and we can make it into small pieces. Whatever the remaining bin and all, you can see here both we are having two cabins. One cabin first we will be placing the waste and all. So whatever recycled one, that it will be going into the second cabin. So automatically whatever the waste that is not recyclable, it will be remained into the first one only. Later on the municipality people will be removing them and pasting in the bin, such that it can be thrown into the dumping yard, or otherwise we will be going for using it in the landfill. Yeah, this is also a split body rear loader, in which like it will be automatically separating the solid waste into the it will be separating the dry waste as well as wet waste. Whatever the reusable one, it will be reusing and recycling. The remaining will be removed later. And coming for the next one is the vacuum collection. So nowadays nearby in our Varadhi, we are having like this type of trucks and all, which it will be collecting the whatever the dust that is present on the road and all, it will be collecting in terms of vacuum. So it will be taking down all into the waste and it will be dumping into the truck and all. Okay, so this is what our session is about. Okay, thank you all.